Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Mojo Homestead. We're so glad that you are joining us today. I am flying a little bit solo this weekend. I'll get into that a little bit later, but wanted to bring you guys along for morning chores. This video is going to be pretty much just kind of vlog style, but let's get started. So our pigs are getting pretty big. They are about 2 months out from us taking them to the processor. Actually, one of them that we're raising for one family, we're gonna go ahead and take their pig in a couple of weeks just because they're ready to go ahead and get it. But these other guys are gonna grow out a little bit longer than we did our first pig. So I'm kind of curious to see how much of a difference that does actually make. Let's go milk some goats. Okay, girl, you ready? Come on. All right, big girl. There it is. I'm coming. All right. Y'all, do y'all see this girl? Luna, right here. This is her milking routine. She always comes in with her mom to get a little extra treats, and then she just does this the whole time, waiting on her treats. And there we go. She's like the cutest little thing. So, if you saw last week's video, we were kind of talking about how dance was over with and our schedule was going to be getting just a lot better, looser. Spoke a little too early, knowing, that we had some other stuff coming up. Cass is actually on a planning retreat this weekend with the dance studio to figure out everything for next year, which will really help to make all that go smoothly. So that is why I am flying solo this weekend. Also, they have their nationals competition, dance competitions, this coming week. So they're going to be gone for most of the week through the weekend, even next weekend. So, it's nice, but I got a lot of respect for those of you out there who are kind of single homesteaders, so to speak, that maybe don't have a spouse that is 100% bought in and you are doing most of the responsibility. Mad props to you guys. Major respect, because it is not easy, especially if you've got a full-time job. I really don't know how you do it. I don't know how I would do it if I had to do it. Yes, if I really wanted to, I would find a way. And when that routine is thrown off because one of you's not here, then it's a lot to get used to all of a sudden. I think it would be the equivalent of jumping into homesteading full steam and taking on like 2 to 3 new responsibilities into your schedule all of a sudden. And that's not easy. That's why we always say, go at your own pace, find your pace. That's why we're big on, if we add something, then we want to get used to that and learn that skill well enough. We don't have to master it, but well enough to where we feel comfortable and it just becomes routine to us before we add anything else in. When you add something in, it throws a loop into your life. It's hard. I would say that it's very similar to like when you go through culture shock. You know, you go in, super exciting, and then reality hits and you're like, oh my gosh, this is horrible. You kind of start to rebel against it. They even have like negative feelings towards it. And then you just accept it. And then it just becomes a part of who you are. And we like to try to get to that point before we add anything else. So yeah, adding something new. Talking about that because we are adding something new to our homestead, which came this past week. And I am really, really excited just to see how these guys do and see if it's something that maybe we want to continue, because this is more of an experiment for us. So we'll see. That is turkeys. We are so excited to be adding turkeys to the homestead. Now these are meat turkeys and they are not heritage. They are actually the bronze breasted from Murray McMurray. So we will be putting all these in freezer camp. But if they go well, and if we decide that we really like them, then we may get a heritage breed that we can have and that will reproduce on its own. We would need to figure out kind of the setup for them and stuff. We are planning on free ranging these guys. Probably chicken tractor. I'm still trying to figure that out. Ooh, don't you be getting steppy. I'm sorry. I'll show you guys how we're raising these and teaching them right now. All right, guys, we are getting our little turkeys out. Look at these guys. They are so cute. So, with any chick, you want to introduce them to water right away. If you don't know, you just dip their beak down in the water, and it shows them that, hey, there's water there. We are going to keep these with the chicks, our meat chickens, because they are about a week apart. Yeah, I guess they're about a week apart. The turkeys are a little bit bigger, so we're hoping that that will be fine. But turkey babies are not very smart. They have like a death wish, from what we understand in our research and talking to friends that have raised them before. So by putting them with the baby chicks, chicken chicks, who are a little bit smarter, then they will actually teach these turkeys how to eat and what is food and all of that stuff. Because turkey chicks, if you don't know, really don't know how to figure all that out. I'm gonna go ahead and get the rest of these in here and we're gonna watch them, make sure they get along, make sure these chicken chicks aren't gonna pick on the turkey chicks, and see how things go. One thing that is a little bit humorous, but also something I'm gonna have to keep an eye on to make sure they learn, is that their beaks are different. So the chicks' beaks have a little red tip on most of them, and the turkey beaks have a white tip. Well, both think that the other's beak has food on the end of it. So they keep pecking each other on the beak, trying to pull that off. For the most part, it's kind of friendly. I do need to watch that to make sure that they're not gonna take that further than just pecking at each other's beaks. But like I said, for the most part, these guys are getting along just fine. I'm really excited about those guys. So this girl's finishing up, gonna get her off the stand, and then I am going to go get some supplies to, I guess I can say, start back on the greenhouse. And that is one thing that I'm going to be working on today. Not a lot going on with that as far as like interesting things to look at or whatever, but that's what I'm going to be up to the rest of the day. Let's go ahead and do highs and lows. Got my lovely wife here with me for highs and lows.
Finally.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier in this video.
Listen.
Why don't you go first since you haven't talked at all in the video?
Listen now. My high would definitely be that I had a little staff getaway in a place that wasn't real, terrible to be in.
Hard times.
Had an infinity pool on a lake. I mean,
It's okay. I got to take advantage of it for a little bit this weekend.
yeah, so, that was good. My low is actually I did miss the farm. I told my friends, the staff people this morning, if we could move the farm lakefront.
Ooh.
I probably wouldn't have any other, I'd never leave.
I mean, especially like you could set up like the milker kind of out in the lake, so you could just like sit in the lake and milk. That'd be so great until wintertime.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, there's definitely perks.
Our house is not moving anywhere though.
No.
So we need a lake like right there.
Careful what you wish for. So my high is probably today. It's our anniversary.
Yes.
Which I'm surprised you didn't say anything about. But I'm glad you didn't because you didn't take my high.
Yeah.
Which is why we're like dressed up because
Yeah.
we're actually getting ready to go out to
Date
celebrate.
night.
Yes, yes. So that was definitely that is a high. My other high is that we got turkeys.
Yes.
So
I looked
I'm
at
excited
them.
about that.
I peeked in at them when I got here.
Yeah.
When I got home. They're getting so big. They grew so much while I was gone.
they were like they had their real feathers coming out
Yes.
when I got them, which they were 2 days old.
Yeah.
They were already losing all the downy fluff.
And they're
It's
already
like,
as big as our chicks. Almost.
Almost, yeah. The chicks did
Yeah.
have a head start, but yeah. So I'm excited to watch them grow.
Mm-hmm.
My low, I don't know that I really had a low this week. Can I say that my low is
Good.
like
Milking
next
the goats.
next week?
Oh. Yeah. Lots of milking the goats.
Let's talk about how thrilled we are about that.
You know.
Anyway, it's okay. We're
when
not
your
going there.
kids are in extracurricular activities.
Dad stays home. Probably, yes. Just the extra responsibility
Yeah.
that's kind of thrown into the schedule and stuff this weekend. So, like we talked about, that does make for a challenge when it's like all of a sudden your routine gets thrown off a little bit. So, yeah, that would, I guess, would be my low. So, but it's okay. You had fun. You had your weekend away. Now
Yeah.
you get your week away at the beach.
So that's all we have for you. We need to get going on our date night.
Yes.
I hope you guys have a great week and be blessed.